Market update here on the 17th. Not the best day if you're long, which I'm long some stocks too. Took a hit to my long portfolio, but because I have some Microsoft, a little bit of Microsoft, and then I sold some puts on Tesla, which I've been hedging too, but I didn't expect it to go this far, and so now I'm back to hedging again. I'll get into that here in just a second. Basically, the move that's playing out here on QQQ, I went over this inning diagonal on one of the previous videos probably a few weeks ago, and then I kind of abandoned it, and I went with WXY right here, thinking that we were going to go down to 362. But really, I think that this is what's happening is, you can tell by this move right here, this is a wave 3. So this ended up being looks like a normal zigzag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bounce. And it looks like we are in the middle of another 5 waves. Target is going to be 354.50. So right in this area right here. You can see here on this right here that we broke outside the parallel line. So that's a wave 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And this move back here went to the 0.61 fib. I'm only expecting a bounce on Tesla, or on QQQ, to maybe 361 tomorrow. So maybe a bounce to 361 tomorrow, and that will be wave 4. And then I'm expecting, let's just see if the wave 1 will equal maybe even lower than that. It could even go to the low 350s. But I would say 354.50 is probably more likely because that's the 1.61 fib, and this looks like a WXY move. So, and the reason also it's not a wave 3 is because this barely retraced. So if we zoom out on the chart now, we are almost outside the parallel line for wave 4. And so if you look at the whole picture, this is still a corrective wave 4 potentially, or it's going to end up being still a wave 4, but it's going to come down farther than that. It could come down all the way to 332. If it bounces, the 1.61 fib of this is around 332, and that's a gap fill right there as well. So there is a possibility that we hit 332, but really the main target right now is 354.50, and then I'd be looking for a bounce. Not sure how much that's going to go up, but I'd be looking for a bounce. And yeah, that's really all there is to say. Tricky move. They pinned it. They sent the VIX higher. And if you weren't already in puts, normally you're thinking, I don't want to get in puts now because it's probably going to bounce when I buy. But they didn't give you a choice today. If you wanted to hedge your portfolio or make some money on the downside, you had to buy into. They did give you a small bounce, I guess, halfway through the day. I guess it went to 362. So I guess that was the chance, but that also looked like the bottom. So congrats if you caught that, but otherwise, look to hedge your portfolio tomorrow if we bounce back up to that area again. Apple is in the same stage as QQQ. 1, 2, 3, probably bounce. Potentially 170. If you're lucky, holds a demand zone, but probably something down here. And that would only be wave A. And so again, going back to QQQ, this is probably only wave A. We're probably going to get a bounce and then go lower. So you got to be very, very careful on that going forward. And Microsoft now, same thing. Looks like a 5-wave move here. Filled the gap, but probably going to go all the way down here to like 312. I'm pretty sure that's the 1.61 fib right here is at 312. So for me personally, I got kind of impatient with this move. and that caused me to do some stuff that I normally wouldn't do. But Microsoft set up here for like 7 days and didn't come down, and then it finally came down to the gap fill today. So you had to be patient on these moves, and for myself personally, I was not that patient, especially on Tesla here. I think Tesla at this point, we'll see. It could hold this 217.50 area to still be a wave 4. But if it breaks into this area, then we're looking at this as an A wave and this is a B wave. And there's a very good possibility if QQQ goes all the way down to 354.50, there's a very good possibility that this hits the 1.61 fib around 205. So I think it could be in a wave 3 as well. It bounces and goes lower. If we zoom in here a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, third wave. We bounce to say 224. Whoops. And you can see about 205 is the target. So if this happens, then the whole thing is completely changed. If this happens, then we're looking at this whole move then as a potentially B here at 205 and then go higher, but more than likely this is actually only going to be A. B, something like that, but it's going to be pretty quick though. Probably be into October. So something like this. Let's say we go up here and fill the gap at 240. That's around 242. Then we'd be looking at maybe $30 less than this, so maybe like 185, 175. It's kind of low though. We'll see how it goes. This is kind of speculation right here, but right now this looks like a third wave, fourth and fifth down to 205. And if that happens again, then this wave 4 is completely out the window, and we're looking at this as an ABC move. This is still corrective though. So that means we are going to go to new highs. We are going to go to new highs. So that's something to clarify. I don't think this is going to crash down here. This is going to do something like this, and it's going to go to new highs. So it's going to be more drawn out if it comes into 217.50. But somewhere in spring of 2024, I have this hitting new highs. So that is the good news about this. Expanded flat means we are going to go to new highs. Let's look at the dollar real quick, and that will be it for this video. So the dollar did not hit the target yet at 103.80. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe next week actually. And then I'd be looking for that correction back down here to like 101.50-ish or so. So that's pretty much it. Tough day. My portfolio is down like 3 or 4% in the last couple of weeks. So tough day, but you just gotta go day by day and do the best play possible, even if you had a bad day. So I'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is going to go much lower, or do you think we're going to bounce here soon? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.